Namaste and hello. I'm Jivasu, a pediatrician and the founder of Soma and Soma Parenting program. Soma is science-based and it is to attain complete health and transformation by awakening body's wisdom. In Soma Parenting, we want our children to become healthy, happy, and successful. In Buddhism, the goal of the life is to attain nirvana. And nirvana means when we transcend, we go beyond the sense of personal ego and self. And then we are released into the tranquility and peace. In Hinduism, the goal is moksha. Moksha means liberations from the endless cycle of birth, death, and sufferings. In yoga, the aim is samadhi, kaivalya, pure consciousness beyond all patterns of daily life where mind is tranquil. In Taoism, we release ourselves into Tao, the ultimate truth. And in Abrahamic religion, in Semitic religion, we want to connect to the God, become the servant of God, serve God, and live in the presence of God. But in Soma, our goal is to become playful. Playfulness is ultimate attainment in Soma. But the question is, what is this playfulness? And actually, you get some idea if you are observing children below the age of 3 to 4 years. Just watch them, observe them, and what you will find, these children are totally absorbed in whatever they are doing unless we distract them. And during that time, you look at their faces, it is full of delight, joy, happiness. They are not aware of the time. And whatever they are doing, they bring tremendous creativity because in that moment, all energies in this body and brain are active. That is what we call playfulness. Because ordinarily in adult world, what is playfulness is all about competition. We compete, we want to dominate, we want to defeat others because it involves ambitions, money. And in order to dominate and compete, we can do anything. We can take drugs, we can use medications so that our strength will increase artificially. So, in that play of the adult, there's so much of tension, so many deadlines, there is a constant stress, and ultimately it leads to body damage also. People retire from this kind of game and play after the age of 35 or 40 or maximum 50. But the kind of playfulness which we cultivate, which we experience in Soma, we never retire. How we can retire from the life? Because this playfulness is the life itself. Because when we play in this way, absorbed in flow with delight, not very worried about achieving something, any goal, any money, then the play, we play for the play's sake. And we never retire until our death. But normally, In adult play, that doesn't happen. So in this playfulness, we become children again. Children in an adult body, in the middle of all chaos of the world, all its cunningness, all its cleverness in the marketplace, somehow we develop that playfulness. And that playfulness comes in our physical body. When we walk, when we talk, when we converse, when we work, when we cook, everything becomes playful. And inside that playfulness, of course, is the playing with the ideas, with images. And that brings creativity, because ultimately all creativity is nothing else but playfulness. So we are released into this vastness of life with awe and wonder. It's magic, it's miracles. And this play never stops. And it connects us to the life in here and now. Because most of what we call life is the interpretation of life. Interpretation means we want to experience life through money, through entertainment, through technology, through drugs, through possessions, through power and status. But that remains unsatisfactory. It gives us excitement for a few moments, but it cannot fulfill us. Because in order to drink from the very source of life, we have to go beyond interpretation. And in this playful moment, we shatter that surface. And we are in direct touch of life. So to become a child with wonder and awe in this world, in this cosmos, we become basically cosmic children. And we are liberated. And we can stay that in that playfulness forever. In modern psychology, another name for it is flow. So flow and playfulness are similar. Because in flow, what happens? We are in zone. We are fully engaged in that moment. We are totally absorbed in that activity. We are focused. There is a sense of well-being. There is a creativity. We can never get bored. And all those activities are self-rewarding. We fully participate, and there is a beautiful word for it in Sanskrit, Leela, that ultimately everything is Leela, the playfulness of nature. You look at a butterfly, waves in the ocean, a blade of grass, trees swaying in the wind, a deer running. All those things are very playful. They just do it for doing sake. So all around us, in the children, in the animal, that playfulness is alive. But we lose it. Why? At what age? So if you observe children, this playfulness lives fully until a child becomes 3 to 4 years old. Because at that time, self-awareness appears, and slowly the child is socialized, becomes a part of the culture. And by the time child is 8 to 9 years old, becomes the part of adult world. Child loses the innocence. And with the disappearance, fading away of the innocent playfulness, the natural one disappears. Instead, another play or game comes to the life in this child, and that is competition, ambition. So we start playing a different kind of game and play to outsmart each other, to gain and accumulate maximum power. There is a jealousy, there is a ambition. So we still play, but very clever and cunning games. And that is what happens to a child when child is around 9 to 10 years old. Can we reverse this process? Yes, totally, because that very young child below the age of 8 or 9 is still alive, is still waiting, is still we can reclaim innocence and we can become playful. How to do it? The first step is to get in touch with our innate personality with which we were born. And that personality slowly is faded, start fading around 3 to 4. And as I said, by the time child is 9 to 10 years, it's almost 90% is gone. So we have to connect, and there are ways to connect. The second one is just observe a child, watch a child. It's such a privilege to have a child and to be with a child. But we must not approach child from adult point of view as an authority, as other being immature. No, actually child contains the sum total of evolution. Child is still in touch with the wisdom of the body and brain. So we can observe, we can watch a child just with love and affection. It will give us an idea what it means to play. And then the second step is we can enter into child's play. Because quite often what happens when when adults go to the children, they go as authority, as I mentioned, as someone who is much more mature, much more wise than a child. That is a wrong attitude. That's a wrong idea, because if we wander into children's world, we have to enter on children's condition, on their desire and whims. So you go and start playing with the children, not standing tall, coming to their level. So they will realize you are playing at equal level. And you participate in that play of child according to children's instruction. You don't want to guide that play. You don't want to interfere that play. You don't want to say that you are more skillful and you are the boss. Not at all. Child becomes your guide, your boss. You follow that. And if you follow that, it will take some time. You will find you will start playing with the same delight, because somewhere that child which is sitting in you is now going to surface. And you will understand what it means to be playful. Third thing is, we always feel impulse to play some or other time. There are rarely adults in whom this impulse doesn't come, because there are moments they feel so good. They just want to let go of all inhibition, all that dignified persona. They just want to jump, to run, to do silly things. And we must allow that. Because what we did with ourselves in the world, we put this self-image. We never want to look childish. We want to look very serious, very mature, so we could impress others. So do we have courage to break that self-image? If we don't have, we are not going to be playful. Then we will keep on playing this game of the world with cunningness, with cleverness, with defeating others. If we have courage, break this self-image. Become silly, play, run, jump. Don't worry about anything, what others will say. You will break a very big boundary, and you will be surprised that how liberated you will feel in this process. So don't inhibit your impulse. Do whatever comes. And the last one is you can play inside your mind. Remember your childhood. Remember the child you were when you were free. You were not worried about your past and future. You were simply playing, enjoying, laughing, crying. There was no persona mask developed yet. Access that child. Talk to that child. Integrate that child in your present. Because there is such a gap. This child must be 30, 40 years ago, and now you have to bridge that gap. Feel the presence of the child. It is contemplation. It is a type of meditation. And let that child settle in your body. Feel that child's presence in your head, in your body, in your arms, in your heart, in your mind, in your feelings and emotions. And in your imagination, in the virtual reality of the mind, let this child become free, jump, run, fly, play, whatever is happening, whatever this child wants to do. And with closed eyes, you simply watch. And you will be surprised that how good you will feel, how free you will feel. It is a very well known, it is proved by research that if you feel and imagine something constantly, actually you start feeling that way. That is why many chess players, actors, sports people, pilots, soldiers, they are trained in virtual reality. They are not doing anything in reality, but they are doing everything in their mind. And it becomes part of them. They become professionally more competent, better musician, better healer, better speaker, better sports people. So practicing feeling in your being the presence of this child. Integrate. That is what Soma is all about. To become playful. Connect to the life in this moment without worrying about past or future. Participate in life. Become an innocent child in this world, in this very complicated world of politics, of economics, of social rules and regulation. Of course, you are not going to break, but somewhere inside, When you did your day's work, you become again an innocent child. Live in complete freedom, with love, with vitality. To know more about our programs, please join us in one of our workshops. You can watch YouTube videos. Please post your questions and queries, and we will be very happy to answer. Our webinars are on Mondays and Friday, 10 a.m. EST. Join us in this playfulness of Soma. Thank you very much. Goodbye and namaste.